Usually we'd start off the video with some clips of what's coming up, but today I'm just going to tell you. First of all, we've got a special announcement, so stay tuned for that to start the video off. I think you're all going to be very excited to hear this announcement. Then we're going to talk about the Guehi transfer a little bit, and then we're going to do the usual Burnley preview. So stay tuned and enjoy. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the Golden Sky. I'm Tom. Today, it is the Liverpool v Burnley preview, but like I said in the intro, there is lots to cover today, a few different topics, and I did promise you all, right at the start, as you would have seen, there is a special announcement I have for you all. So what is the special announcement? Well, there is going to be a new element to the Golden Sky. So on your screens right now, you should be seeing the introduction of TGS Radio Live. Yes, TGS Radio Live is going to be a live forum where I will go live on YouTube, and you guys, the viewers, can join the radio channel, which will be a Discord channel. It will be linked on the live stream, so you can all join using the link, and you can come and talk to me or to the rest of the viewers, get your own views across, a little bit like a radio call-in show. So whatever the topic is, for example, what you're seeing is a Burnley post-match discussion. Just an example, we'll go live at random times. I don't know how often this will be, guys, depends how much time I have, but it'll be a way for you guys to come on, talk to me, ask me questions, get your thoughts across. Maybe we'll do it after games. We can talk about how we felt about the game. We can do it pre-game. We can do it when there's transfers in the summer, anything like that. I think it'll be a really fun way to interact with you guys who watch. And if any of you want to, have a platform to speak about Slot or the team or anything like that, or just have a laugh with me talking football, could be a way for us to do that. So yes, TGS Radio Live will be coming to you all very soon. I have made the Discord. So the first live stream will hopefully be coming up very shortly. Hope you all enjoy. Hope you're all looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, on the live stream will be the invite link to the Discord for each live. So you will be able to join using that link and then chat to me and the viewers like a radio talking show. So hope that sounds good. Hope you all enjoy. And that's the first part of today's video. So the second part of today's video, just before we really dive into the Burnley preview, because I'll be honest, guys, Burnley are not the most exciting team in the world. It's a little bit like the Fulham preview I did earlier this year. There's not lots and lots and lots to say about Burnley, in all honesty. So today's preview might be a little bit shorter, so I wanted to beef it up with some of the other bits of news that are going on around the footballing world and with Liverpool especially. So the big one today is Marc Guehi is going to be signing for Man City. And I saw so much head loss today as a result of this. It was unbelievable. Liverpool online fan base going bananas at this transfer. Personally, my feelings, I'll be honest, and I might be on the minority scale here, I'm not that fussed. I'll be so real with everybody. I expected us to do no transfer activity this month, so it doesn't shock me one bit that we wouldn't go in for him. Yes, the fee is only apparently, I think it's 20 or 25 million. I've seen both. It's very cheap, but the wages are 300 grand a week, guys. We are never going to go anywhere near that level of money. I think we only gave Isak, who we paid 150 million for, 280k. So we're never going to go near that amount of money for Guehi, who I think, yes, is a good player. But I would say he's definitely good, not great, in my eyes. Maybe slightly closer to great than just a solid player. But certainly not a player for me who comes in and, like Van Dijk, is wowing you or changing your team completely. He'd certainly be useful for us. We need defenders. That's no secret. I completely sympathise with that point. Completely sympathise the fact that he's homegrown, and that would also help. I completely sympathise with the fact that we wanted to sign him in summer, and that's where I think our mistake was. We should have just paid in summer the extra couple of million, and we would have got him on a much more affordable wage than what City have given out here. That's definitely a mistake from us, and one that I would criticise Liverpool's staff for. However, we actually did, you have to remember, guys, we actually did essentially sign him on deadline day. It's just Oliver Glasner kicked right off and Palace pulled the plug because Glasner threatened to resign. Glasner is now leaving at the end of the season, so kind of hate him, not going to lie. But we did essentially complete our plan, which was signing Guehi in summer. We just got a little bit unlucky with some scorched earth from Glasner. So yes, it's a shame that we're not going to get him. He'll definitely improve City, and maybe the only good thing out of this is that they might improve so much that they eventually manage to catch Arsenal and stop them winning the league. Also, just on City, another £100 million January for them. The second year in a row they've done this. Last year they bought Marmouche, who I think we can all say hasn't really been great. I think they spent like 70 million on him. Kusanov, not pulling up any trees. Nico Gonzalez, who's been okay, and a guy called Vitor Reich, as young centre-back from Brazil, who's currently out on loan. They're only signing Guehi because they've got injuries in the back line. Now, does that sound familiar? Yes. But this is how City can operate. They have unlimited funds, as we know. They seem to be able to just spend as much as they want. Meanwhile, Aston Villa having to sell Daniel Marlon to comply with the PSR rules. It's just not really fair, is it? To be totally honest. But PSR is a whole nother conversation. We're talking about Marc Guehi. I don't think it's as big a deal as people are making out. I certainly wouldn't be paying 300 grand a week for him. I wouldn't go anywhere near that amount of money. I don't blame Liverpool for not doing it now. I do think our centre-back area is a concern overall. And I do think we should have signed him in the summer. I also think I'm pretty certain we won't sign anybody this January. I think that's a mistake. Personally, I would be signing someone. We need a lot of players, guys. We probably need a right back. Definitely need a couple centre backs. I would have a midfielder. I would have a top class left winger. Now we can't do all of that in one window, but I would certainly like to see some activity anyway. So that's my thoughts on the situation. Also, we had an interview this week, small topic here, that Robbo said he wanted to stay at Liverpool past his contract expiring this summer, but he doesn't. He also wants to play football. So it seems to me like Robbo might be leaving. I can't see us giving him a new deal. But if we did give him one, I don't mind him being here as an understudy. He does also count as not being homegrown, which is something that we are struggling with at the minute. We are completely full of non-homegrown players. Just a point to keep in mind as well, guys. So, I mean, maybe this is something we can discuss on TGS Live, transfers and things like that. If any of you want to come on the radio show and discuss with me, feel free. But with that all said, let's get into the preview, Liverpool v Burnley, with my predicted lineups. Let's do it. Okay, everyone. So this is my predicted lineup for Liverpool in this game. Alisson, obviously, in the net. A back four of Kirkes, Van Dijk, Konate and Frimpong starting at right back. In the midfield, I've got Gravenberch and McAllister with, let's say, Szoboszlai as well. And then Wirtz, number 10, Gakpo left wing, and Ekitike up front. And the reason why I'm a little bit unsure there of the order of those players is I'm not totally sure the formation that we'll line up in this game. I've got them on the board here, if you can't see the visuals, as sort of a skewed diamond. So for me, Gakpo's going to be on the left wing, and Ekitike is obviously going to be at striker. I think we can definitely use Wirtz at number 10 here, and that means Szoboszlai sort of plays right wing-ish. But I do think maybe there's a world where it becomes more of this conventional diamond like this, with Wirtz as the 10, Maka and Sobo as the wider centre mids, and then Gakpo comes narrower, makes a front two with Ekitike. That could certainly happen. Or it could be more of this 4-3-3 with Szoboszlai as a right winger, Gravenberch and McAllister as the two in midfield, like we've seen versus the attacking midfielder. Either way, I think this is as strong a team as we've had in a while, to be honest. I like the lineup, and I actually think we've got more players here playing in positions that they actually play in, which is handy. For example, Ekitike is playing striker. He's back. He's missed a few games in the Prem. We've missed him a lot. He obviously came back against Barnsley, got a goal and an assist off the bench. So did Wirtz. So he's playing striker. That's helpful. Frimpong is playing right back, which is his actual position, I think, rather than right winger, even though he's been good at right wing. And I actually think that will help us in this game, having him as a defender and not as an attacker, meaning we can get an extra body sort of on the pitch who's an attacker, to attack Burnley's what's going to be a an absolute horrible 5-4-1 to deal with. Now, we've also got Wirtz in the number 10. That's handy. Definitely like that. McAllister and Gravenberch, traditional positions for them. And then Szoboszlai, I mean, he just plays everywhere, doesn't he? So I don't think that really matters all that much where he is. But yes, the point of this is, I think we've got a good lineup. First time in a long time. Got players available. Endo's back on the bench. I think the only players missing are the long-term injuries of Isak, Bradley, Leone, and then Salah, who's at AFCON. Everyone else is back. Now, our team isn't exactly flooded with players, but we certainly have some options back compared to where we were in recent weeks. Now, Burnley, we will talk about them in a second. They are going to play a 5-4-1. Hugo Ekitike. If you don't know, Hugo Ekitike has a burner Instagram account, or not his main Ekitike account. He has a second one where he posts a lot more freely, let's say. Look at this post that he posted here. This is somewhat how he feels about playing a 5-4-1, which has been our kryptonite this season, a low block. I mean, this says it all. And Ekitike's Instagram is absolute gold. This is really comedy gold. So thought I'd show you all that. And I thought I'd update you all. So I always talk about the other team and their stats on the season so far. Give you a few stats on Liverpool and how we're playing so far this season. Just over halfway through now in the Prem. So we're a little bit underwhelming in some aspects. We're sort of middle of the pack. And I think we all could say that without me even having to tell you these stats. But I just hit you with the fact that we're 9th in expected goals, 11th in shots on target, 8th in big chances created, 10th in accurate crosses. Only one penalty this season, which was funnily enough against Burnley in the reverse fixture. 10th for possession won in the final third, and only 9th in corners. Only scored one corner, remember, as well. We are averaging our lowest expected goal per game in 10 years with 1.5 expected goals per game. So I think that's not going to be a shock to anybody, but it does tell you we are in certain stats. I've cherry picked those to show you the ones that are disappointing. We're not middle of the pack for all stats, obviously, but we're not doing great. You know, we aren't flying up the table in all the stats, despite this 11-game unbeaten run. We are doing okay, but I think there's a lot of room for us to improve. And against this 5-4-1, it's going to be really difficult for us to break it down once again. Although Burnley, guys, I won't mince my words again, are shit. So we have to win here. I mean, we have to just try, in my opinion, to play much faster football. I think when we just knock the ball side to side, it's very easy for any team to have all their players behind the ball and just shuffle across from one side to the other like this. And the ball goes out here. If it comes over here, to just do the exact same, and no one really gets pulled out of position. If you've got players who are willing to dribble, who are willing to pass quickly and sharply, aka Florian Wirtz, I think that helps unlock this type of defence. We have won our last 6 games against Burnley as well, with an aggregate of a 12-1 scoreline. So the odds are in our favour, you would say. It looks like we are hopefully going to come away with a nice win here after playing the hardest team in the league, Arsenal. In my opinion, we play the worst team. Yeah, I think they're even worse than Wolves. So let's talk about Burnley. I usually don't have them on the board. I usually put them on and we cut here, but I decided to put them on today just because I haven't got clips of Burnley, guys, to show you. I don't really need to put them on. They're just not very good. I won't mince my words again. Like I said, they're just not very good. They're winless in the last 12 games in the league. They've only got 3 points from those last 12. So here's my predicted lineup for them. I've got Dubravka in the goal, Kyle Walker at right wing back with Laurent, Esteve, Humphreys and Pires making up the back 5. In front of them, Marcus Edwards, Ugo Chukwu, Florentino Luis, Jadon Anthony, and then Broha leading the line up front. They're going to sit in a 5-4-1. They're going to sit in a low block. They are just not very good at defending or attacking for that instance, but very, very bad at defending. It is their longest run without a win in the league for 19 years, I believe. So they are, really struggling, really, really struggling. They've conceded 41 goals in their 21 Premier League games so far this season. So Very leaky, the defense, despite the fact they pack it with defenders. And this isn't the first time they'll have played this formation, by the way, because they're playing us. They play this every week. So every team manages to find ways to break them down. I'm hoping that we can do the same, maybe score 3 or 4 goals in this game, is what I'm hoping for anyway. They did beat Millwall 5-1 in the Cup in the most recent game. That maybe gives them a little bit of confidence. You know, they get a win, they score some goals. Millwall aren't terrible. They'll be playing Millwall next season when they get relegated, unless Millwall come up. But they are shocking, guys. And let me give you some stats for Burnley. I mean, they are really, really bad. For example, the expected goals table, which I'll explain this again for those who don't know. This is a table that shows the expected goals for and the expected goals against and nets them off like a goal difference, basically showing if you'd performed at the level you're expected to perform at, where you'd be in terms of your points. So if you'd scored the amount of goals you're expected to and conceded the amount of goals where you'd have expected to, where you'd be, rather than the actual league table, which obviously shows how many points you've actually accumulated, how many goals you've actually scored and conceded. It's a comparison there to show under or over performance. Hope I explained that okay. For those who don't already know, I'm sure lots of you already are aware. They are well bottom in that. So basically, to sum that up, they are expected to be the worst team in the league by a long way. They are actually 10 points behind Wolves on the expected goals table. So that tells you Wolves have got a little bit unlucky to be where they are. Maybe not quite scoring the goals that they'd expect them to. That can be down to bad chance conversion. Maybe conceding goals that aren't expected to go in, like a long shot or something that's not got a high chance of going in. Whereas Burnley are actually getting lucky to be where they are. They are giving up lots and lots of chances. They are not creating chances. Maybe their goals have come from long shots, from chances that aren't expected to go in very often, and they're managing to somehow not concede as many goals. And this could be down to Dubravka preventing them in the net when chances are expected to go in. He's making saves that isn't usually on the cards. Or they could just be really, really bad, which they are. I mean, let me hit you with this. They are last in possession. We are still top. They are last in expected goals and expected goal difference. So, like I said, last on the XG table, last in shots on targets, last in accurate crosses, last in touches in the opposition box, last in expected goals conceded by 5 full goals. That's so many, by the way, guys. That's a lot. No, it doesn't seem like a lot, only 5 goals, but in expected goal terminology, that's a lot to be last by that much. Last in possession, one in the final third, 19th in big chances, and 18th in accurate passes. So they don't pass it, they don't create chances, they don't cross it in, they don't have touches in the opposition's box, they concede loads of chances, they don't have any shots on target, they don't have the ball ever. They pretty much do nothing well. When they came up, the whole thing was that they were a really, really good defensive side, record-breaking in the Championship. We talked about that in the first preview. They managed to hold us to a sort of 1-0 scoreline in that one. We only scored the penalty in the last minute, if you remember. They defended pretty well. They got a little bit lucky in that game not to concede earlier on. But yes, they are really, really poor. And that's pretty much all there is to them. So, guys, I'm not going to talk more about Liverpool and Burnley. We should be winning this one pretty comfortably. I know this is a bit of a shorter preview, but I've had a mental day and it's already quite late. So let's get on to Super 6. Do that to finish off the preview for today's video. All right, Super 6 then. Let's get this show on the road. Liverpool and Burnley. You'd expect, I mean, literally 0% think Burnley will win. 2-0 and 3-0. Yeah, I think one of those score lines. Which one will I go with? Oh, let's go 3. Let's be positive. 3-0. Chelsea and Brentford. I quite like Brentford in this one. Stamford Bridge, Liam Rossignol. First home Prem game. Did I go a draw? What about a 2-2 in that one? Is that too crazy? I don't know, maybe. I'll put it now. Sunderland and Palace. Lots of people think Sunderland will win. Obviously, Palace won't have Guehi now, so for me, Sunderland also win this one. I will go 2-1. Forest, Arsenal. Yeah, can't see anything but an Arsenal win in this one, and probably a clean sheet as well. Quite like 2-1. I also quite like 3-1. For some reason 3-1's calling out to me, so I'm going to go with that. Wolves, Newcastle. Ooh. Do you know, something is calling out that Wolves could get a result again here. I don't really know why. Just thinking Newcastle's Carabao Cup game, maybe they're a bit tired. Wolves been on a bit of a better run of form. I mean, not great by any means, but let's go 1-1. I don't know. I just like to put something random. Villa, Everton. Yeah, Villa win this one. This one's going to be 3-1 to Villa. 4-1. Okay, and 5 minutes for the goal as well. Okay, that's Super 6 done and dusted once again. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's match preview, plus extra bits. I really do hope that you did enjoy it. A bit of a shorter video. You might like that. You might not. If you don't, apologies. I did cover quite a bit in the video despite it being a little bit shorter. So I hope you did enjoy. I hope you're excited for TGS Radio Live. If you are, please do let me know in the comments. Let me know if you'll be on the shows, if you're excited to have a chat with me and the other guys on the channel. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the preview. I hope you look forward to the game tomorrow. We will, of course, be back with match ratings after the game before we do anything else. They are the priority, of course. I hope you have a good Friday and enjoy the weekend as it comes. I'll speak to you throughout, of course. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please do like the video. We're trying to get to 30 likes on these videos, so if you did enjoy it, please do click that like button. We're also trying to get to 500 subscribers, and we are very, very close now to 400. So help me out. Click that subscribe button. Get the word out there that this is going to now also become a radio show, so you can come and chat to me. If you subscribed, you'll obviously see when I go live, so that will help. Click subscribe and you'll see those videos. Podcast listeners, 5-star rating and reviews, follow the show. You know what to do. Thanks for watching, everybody. I won't ramble on anymore. I'll speak to you all tomorrow for the ratings. Goodbye.